Okay, it's starting. Hey, we're live on YouTube. All right. Whoop, whoop. We might need to turn that camera here.
Yeah. Nope.
Other way.
This way.
There you go. A little more. There
Not,
you go.
We don't want to see.
There we go. That's good. That'll
see
work.
the basement.
There we go. Yeah, we're live on YouTube now too. Okay, you ready to get started?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean,
Now we gotta go. Now I gotta start the camera. Actual camera.
don't.
Yeah, I would slide it to the. Looks good.
Yeah.
We're good.
Good enough. Good enough for government work.
Yep, for sure. All right. We are slide over this way a little bit. Your camera there. There we go. Okay. All right. Hey everybody, welcome to the podcast, the Project Investigation Collaboration, brought to you by the Veritas Project, where we record in such high definition that you could almost reach out and touch us, but please don't. Bob and I are ticklish. So who are these two guys in front of you? Well, this is Robert Curtis, founder of the Veritas Project.
Hello.
And I am the lead investigator, Investigator Todd Boyer. And good day, everyone. Welcome to the Lemp Mansion recap.
Yep.
We had 3 hours of Spirit Box session. And I went live for a while, co-hosted with Bob. Mm-hmm. While we did our first annual meet and greet of the Veritas Project, which was fantastic. And we also want to thank everybody for coming to that. It was a good time.
It was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. I know we've talked about it before on here, but now we're going to kind of go over the evidence. We're going to go over, we had some people send us their stories and things that we saw on the video or things that we saw that happened to us while we were there.
Right.
You know, and we're going to go over that. And
the other side.
Yeah. And so, Bob, what is your history with the Lemp Mansion?
In the beginning, I did like the walking, took the people in and showed them the hot spots and stuff like that. But then we got the Spirit Box tuned really well. So then from that moment on, we did just the Spirit Box demo there. So I've done it there probably, 30, 40 times, overnights and stuff. And it works really good at that location.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Yeah.
So Bob and I used to be part of the same paranormal group way back in the day.
Yeah.
And I left that group, and then Bob left that group. And now Bob and I are together in our own group. Yeah. And so when I was with that group, I did tours out of there like twice a Like there were 2 different days because there was 2 different tours.
Right.
And then the one nights I was doing 2 to 3 tours a night, and the other night I was doing 2 tours a night.
Right.
So I've given whole bunches of tours out of there.
Right.
And I know you have too.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stairs there, guys.
You
don't go there on leg day.
Yeah, I would say you'll get your calf workout. And the stairs in the back hallway are really
They're no joke. They're about they're not even a foot. I know they're not a foot.
Definitely not a foot.
They're about 9 inches on the widest part in the corners.
Yeah.
And literally an inch wide on the smallest part in the corners. Right. So you do have to stay to the outside of the stairs as you go up all 4 stories. Yeah,
because you'll miss a step and fall on your face, especially in the dark.
I always like to make the joke is, be careful going up the stairs. We don't want to make you part of the history or part of the tour. that was always my big joke. So we got there and we did our stuff. And by the time I got there at 3:00, 3:30ish, I guess is when I got there, you already had the Spirit Box set up.
Yeah.
And you were rocking and rolling. How long had you guys been set up before I got there?
Probably about an hour.
Oh, really?
That it was running, yeah.
Wow.
That Spirit Box, that specific Spirit Box in that location is like, lightning in a bottle. Like it
is fantastic.
It is like literally having a phone to talk to the dead. Like they respond instantly. They respond directly to what you're talking about. They respond repeatedly to things that you're talking about, and that's why they always say, well, the Spirit Box can't be repeated. Like watch some of our videos.
Yep.
It'll say the same thing over and over again.
So give us what what you think are the highlights that you got from the spirit box.
It was saying Erica.
Uh-huh.
It was saying her name over and over again and trying to communicate with her, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And there was other people that had seen that the entity, the spirit or whatever, had singled out
Mm-hmm.
that it wanted to talk to. So like when we were in the room talking to it, we would get a whole lot of the, hey,
Yeah.
kind of usual responses that you get when it's like idle.
Right.
You get the hey, hi, how, the things like that.
Right.
And then when someone it wanted to speak to would come in the room, then it would start chiming in with different responses, different voices and things like that.
Now, didn't you say it mentioned us?
Yeah.
Like early on?
Yeah. When we first turned it on, it said Angie asked it if we were glad that it was back,
Mm-hmm.
if it was glad that we were back. And it was like, of course. And I said, well, do you miss this radio? And they said, it works. And I was like, I know it works really good at this location. Like, and we usually have a bottle. We have an old original Lemp beer bottle
Mm-hmm.
that we put next to it as like a trigger object.
Mm-hmm.
And that kind of helps like them connect
Right.
to it because it's from there, so it's from their time and it's from that brewery. So it has that location. We have a bunch of stuff that we've got collected over the years, like Falstaff stuff, and other things, but it helps them like tune in,
Right.
because it's from
their
place, right? So they might have inspected that bottle at some point, like when they walk through their factory, but like look at
Now for the people that are just new and just coming in and you're catching our podcast, explain your setup.
I have a guitar amp that has reverb built into it.
Mm-hmm.
It's part of the pre-programmed effects in it, and that really was the game changer as far as that spirit box goes, because we used to have to hook like multiple guitar pedals together and
Right.
then hook that into an amplified speaker. And we used to use, originally I had the whole Ghost Adventure setup. That's why
Right.
I bought that spirit box, because it was the same lot number as their spirit box. So that's why
Mm-hmm.
I searched forever to find that specific one. And then I have that same JBL round, plug-in 3.5 jack plug-in speaker.
Right.
And then I had their exact setup. So if I to test
Right.
it, right, to test it. So
excuse me.
What we found is that if doing the spirit box demo for hours, listen to that thing go, it drives you absolutely insane.
Right.
Like, and the people come through on the tour and they're only in there for like maybe 5 minutes or so, and
Right.
they go on to do something else. But you have to sit next to it for hours listening to it.
Right.
And it just, I get PTSD.
It's like nails on a chalkboard, right. After a while.
So we found the Decimator guitar pedal was made for like if you're playing like clean guitar in a bar that has a lot of neon, it makes like this hum in your pickups.
Right.
So they made
it's a humno.
Right. So it's a guitar pedal that's designed specifically to cut out static and repetitious things. Mm-hmm. So as soon as you turn it on, it cuts all of that out.
Nice.
Instantly. And then all you're left with is the clean verbal responses. And we found that because of that it makes it so much cleaner. You can actually understand better what they're saying instead of the little blips that you get on the radio. It actually isolates out the vocal and then you hear it really clear. And then we put the delay or the reverb from the amp into it to kind of give it a little bit of an echo, and it helps you like hear what they're saying, better. Isn't that everybody always says you do that for the aesthetics of the video, to make it spooky?
No, it actually sounds better.
But yeah, it helps your brain interpret what they're saying if there's a little bit of an echo to it.
But then you also recharge the energy in the room.
Right. And that's what the plasma ball is for. So we have a sound activated plasma ball that goes with the amp. And then every time it hears a sound, which would be the response, then it gives a jolt of static electricity with the plasma ball. So the entity can sit there in front of the spirit box or in the spirit box, wherever.
Yeah, whatever
they are. And then as they give a reply, they get their energy right back. So instead of depleting over the night and then around midnight, you're just sitting there by yourself listening to little blips of radio stations that come in, you actually get legit responses from the entity because they're being
they have the energy
over and over again. Right. And we found that whenever you're doing like long spirit box demos, and people are asking spirits a whole bunch of different questions, their energy depletes, and then you get You get nothing. So
Yeah.
when you're restoring their energy on every response, it gives them more of an incentive to make responses because they're getting their power right back. Like the Pavlov's dog type scenario.
Right.
Where they want that communication, and they also want to not lose their power. Because
Right.
for them, like, time isn't linear like it is for us in the spirit world. They can be, for them, what's a week could be for us like 50 years. Because once they go dormant, they're just dormant.
Right.
And they're not thinking or interacting with anything.
We've had that with your family home where we went and investigated, and then the next time we went out there, it was just really quiet.
Flat.
So, but it was really exciting. The first one was really exciting, and then after that, it was kind of quiet. So,
right.
So that is the setup, and you had that run in like 3 hours.
Yeah.
Like you guys cut out. I think you said you had it. It was actually, I think you had it running longer than that, but you only went live for 3 hours because you had it running for.
Yeah, we had it running since I first got there.
Yeah,
like the first
and
thing I set up.
What time did you leave? It was like.
Man, I want to say it was like midnight.
Late as heck. Yeah, I was gonna say it was like midnight. So we had that thing running for like 6 hours straight spirit box,
and it works.
It worked the whole time.
Yeah,
the whole time. It's all about that replenishment of the energy
out
there. So that's what kept it running the whole time. So we got a lot of good stuff. Like Bob said, there was a lot of. Is there anything else that you can think of? Like I said, it mentioned us. It mentioned people from our old group.
Right. Yeah.
It said it remembered us.
Yeah.
And it was trying to talk to everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like it was, naming names, the people that had showed up for the meet and greet. It was like, it was wild all night long. And I know specifically that when you and I were live that one time, when I was live, and I was in the basement, and I was talking about the infinity mirrors, and then it said infinity.
It said infinity on the spirit box. Three floors up from there.
Yeah, 3 floors up from where I was at. So
that's crazy.
So, and we get that a lot. We've had that a lot with the spirit box. Like at your house, I was asking questions in, your family home. I was in the kitchen asking questions, and it was answering questions in the bedroom.
Right.
So it was kind of wild.
Yeah, for them, the location doesn't really matter.
Right.
They're just giving off that energy, and then the radio receives it.
Right.
So it's not like they have to be like right there to use it. It's an area of effect type of thing.
Okay, so did you have anything else that like stood out in your mind?
Not really. I mean, I had the every time I walked into the hallway, the lights would flicker. So I don't know if that was them trying to tell me to go back to the spirit box, or if that was like the energy that was surrounding me because of the spirit box.
Right.
But every time I walked out that office room, that family room out into the hallway, the lights out there would flicker.
Is such a weird room. Yeah. Like it's like an office, but it's got a sink in it.
Yeah.
It's so weird. Such a weird room.
There's weird sinks hidden all through that house.
It's just
in weird locations. So I don't know what.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on in there, but.
So after I showed everybody around and got everybody going and set up on their own, I went out and, like I said, we split screen live did. I co-hosted, and some of the stuff that I got, and I went by myself, which is dumb. So I went by myself and I went downstairs, and that's when I was co-hosting, and I was talking about, and the spirit box said infinity back at me.
Yeah.
But I got down in the basement, and that basement has just an ominous feeling as it is.
Yeah.
And I got that feeling of when you flip off the light switch and you feel you need to run up the stairs before something gets you.
Right.
I had that feeling when I turned around to walk out. I legit had to turn around and watch behind me because I felt something was coming up behind me. That's the way I felt down there.
I feel like you're being watched constantly
in that basement. Yeah, or in the whole building.
Yeah,
I mean,
mainly in the basement though.
The whole building. And I know Robin, who was there, she said that, like, she even said the energy of that place. You walk into that place and something's up. Like you can feel. Yeah. The energy in that place is just, even midday, bright as heck in there. That place does not feel right. Yeah. Right. Like you walk in and something's going on. So anyway, so I was in the basement and I got that feeling a bit. And then I was coming upstairs and I was talking to a couple other people, And I caught, if you want to check it out, it's like 2 hours and 26 minutes into the video. I caught an EMF field in the hallway, and I was checking the wall, I was checking the light switch, I was checking the lights, trying to get a reading. Well, I could go all the way around it, and above and below, all the way around it, and catch the field. Well, it disappeared, and I was like, okay, it disappeared. And I went into the next room, and there it was. And if you watch the video, it's about 10 minutes or so that I follow this EMF field through the dining room.
Right.
It just slowly made its way through the dining room. It was about 4.5 feet off the ground, about size of a cantaloupe, I guess. And, maybe a little bit bigger, maybe a volleyball. But I followed it all the way through the one dining room.
Yeah.
So that was pretty cool. That's the second time that we've had, because we went to New Athens. We did the New Athens investigation. We had an EMF field that was just a ball right there. There's how many of us were in that kitchen area? There was like
9 people.
Probably. Yeah, 8 or 9 people in this little kitchen area, and there's an EMF field just floating right in the middle of us.
Yeah, so the size of a softball or cantaloupe, like that.
So the same thing happened here. It just made its way through the dining room, and that's what stood out to me the most in my investigation. I mean, I didn't do a lot of investigating. I did a lot of, you were hanging out with the spirit box, helping people out there, and then I was kind of playing ambassador, walking around. Somebody's spirit box called me an idiot a couple times in a row. Actually, it actually said idiot 3 times in a row. So I said, you might want to reset that. I don't know if it's caught up. I hung up on something, but it called me an idiot. So we have from Erica and Robin and Amy, we have their accounts of what they had going on.
Yeah. And
we'll start with Erica, and I'm gonna read this. So if there's a typo, I'm calling you out, just so you know. I'm just kidding. All right. So Erica said that Mom and I stayed in the lavender room. Didn't really have anything happen in that room. However, my 4-month-old tablet suddenly wouldn't connect to immediate mobile data. And when I was going to check Ancestry.com to see if she could fall down the rabbit hole and link some names that they were hearing, because I believe she was using GhostTube. The next morning, same thing. She couldn't link. Everything else worked. My phone on the same network was showing full bars. Never could get it working. Even after 3 resets and talking to help desk at Verizon, new SIM card, they actually had to send her a whole new SIM card. So the room across from where they were staying, which is where Robin and Amy, and that's a split room. It's got 2 beds in it. Yeah. With a sliding pocket doors in between. So Robin and Amy were in the one side of it, and me and my son were in the other side of it. And so the right side of the connecting room, as soon as she walked in, she felt ill. Her stomach was feeling not so good, and she started to get dizzy. So she walked to the table and chairs in the corner, sit down. When she left the room, she was fine. She believes it's the room. And she later found out that Amy felt something dark in the corner, and Robin had some pretty dark dreams while she was in there. Later that night, Mary had the same exact feeling in the room, something compelling her to sit in the same chair during the Q&A while we were sitting there. She started getting random scent memories of a baby. Then she felt a light pressure against her chest, but again, almost like a memory, where the brain was sending her signals of a phantom feeling. Then it felt like a child was trying to latch on, like to breastfeed. And it kind of freaked her out a bit. She asked if anybody knew if there was a baby born in the room. Let's see. They said her name twice on the spirit box. So she walked back in there, and when she asked, she smelled smoke that disappeared almost as soon as it appeared. But overall, those were the main ones she remembers vividly. So cigar smoke is a big one at the Lemp Mansion. So I have had the smell of cigar smoke literally pass between me and a whole group of people that I was giving a tour to.
Yeah, same.
So cigar smoke is a big one at the Lemp Mansion.
I saw, where the staircase is, the new staircase that they built that goes down. I was looking out at where the piano is, and a puff of smoke came out of the side room across from the lavender suite.
Nice.
And I was like, what idiot is in here smoking? They're going to get us all in trouble.
Right.
I went in there and there was nobody in that room.
So I've actually smelled that smoke by myself too. The other tour guide took them into the lavender suite, and I was just poking my head in the other room, and I caught the smell of cigar smoke. When I was in that room by myself.
Yeah,
so there's something up with that room and cigar smoke.
Yeah.
So I believe this is Amy. Amy says that she believes she talked with William Lemp in the downstairs office. He confirmed the way that he unalived himself with a pew-pew. He said he was stressed and said, be careful when looking out the window by the fireplace, and could she feel him? She held out her hand and felt as if her hand were being held. And then when Robin came in, it basically said, don't leave, because it was enjoying talking to her. And then Robin and Amy talked to somebody named Martin upstairs, which Martin is the one that called me an idiot. Because I walked up there, and I'm going to call Amy out. Amy's like a rabbit, and she scares easy. So I walked up there, caught her off guard. She screamed a little bit. So they talked to Martin up there for a long time. And then there was a bunch of pictures and things that I'll get into with Robin's, that she's talking about Robin's. During the night, both Robin and Amy felt someone sit on the bed.
Okay.
And Robin thought Amy got out of the bed. So during the night, they both felt somebody basically sit on the bed or move on the bed.
Huh.
And so.
Nice.
So when Amy got up, she went to Charles' office. She went over to where the blood stain was. She felt coldness in that room, someone pressing against her from behind. Both her and Robin smelled old cologne, fire smoke in certain places. So, I think everybody there had experiences, had activity go on all night.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing about the Lemp, is it is active because it is investigated like almost every night.
Yeah.
Literally almost every night. It stays active like
so
crazy.
they know how to interact with those devices because they see them constantly.
So, and then Robin, who wrote us a novel.
I think I got it all on one card though.
Yep. So Robin fully believes that something was following her and I during the day because, she was in town and I was playing chauffeur. So we went over to Jefferson Barracks Cemetery earlier in the day because I said, hey, have you ever seen, military cemetery?
National cemetery.
No, they're really cool. If you guys haven't seen them, they're awe-inspiring.
The precision of the headstones makes a cool pattern
as you drive. Yeah, like flows, and it's almost like wave-like the way when you watch it.
They're the same exact spacing of the headstone. So when you
perfectly aligned, left to right, everything. It's beautiful.
It looks really cool. It's sad to think that that's thousands of soldiers, but it is neat how the markers are all in perfect alignment.
So it also we were in Kimswick, and she said something about, there's a winery, and so she got pictures when we got to the Lemp. She got a picture of what would be a national cemetery, and then she got a picture of like a bottle and some glass and stuff. And we do have those pictures. I'm sure Bob will pop them up in here at some point. So when her and Amy were up on the 4th floor, it's actually the 3rd floor, I guess, because the basement. So they sat talking to Martin using the Ghost Tube app, which we just heard about from Amy. The Glade, they had a Glade sprayer thing behind them that's on a timer.
Oh yeah.
That the way those work is they're on a timer, and as the time comes due, it actually presses down on a thing and then lets it back up.
It has a little cam that turns.
Yeah. So it told them that it was about to spray a couple of different times. And then it said it was going to spray later, and then it didn't. And then it said fool, like fooled you. So
fool you.
And then they were asking for Martin to come light up the lights on the EMF and felt really cold up there. They got some cold spots. I'm sorry, there's a lot to read here. So it said press. That's what it was. It said press, and but right before it said press, it would press down the thing on the. So that's kind of weird. Like it knew that it was coming, that it was gonna make a noise, that it was gonna go off. She said she felt energy in a hallway on their floor, where we had our gathering room, and she sat there for some time. She felt cold earlier in the night. I was watching the different EMF and temperature changes. She was watching EMF, and I actually ran a laser up in the hallway, laser grid for a while. So didn't catch anything on the laser grid. But she was getting stuff going on up there in the hallway. Let's see. So they went down to the second floor. It'll be the first floor, where William's office is. She got the image of clouds, right? And blood splatter on a wall were some of the images that came up over the ghost tube.
Oh, okay.
Well, then they walk a few minutes later. They walked into the next room and saw the mural of the clouds on the ceiling.
Right.
Yeah. So, but then also the blood splatter. I mean, that's where he unalived himself.
Right.
So that would explain that. Let's see. That was the abridged version of that whole paragraph. So also where everybody was feeling uneasy in Robin and Amy's room, my son and I were doing an EMF sweep of our room, and I saw a shadow up against that. It'd be the front of the building, right? You come in, you go to the right, be the front of the building. Between the windows, there's a light on that wall, and just to the left of that light, I saw a shadow in the reflection of the mirror of the doorway that goes into the where they close that doorway up of the nursery and put a mirror there.
Right.
So I saw like a shadow next to that light in the mirror for a second. So let's see. So yeah, and then Robin had really bad dreams of something dragging her out of the bed. She saw a shadow in the morning. They both, and then she discusses how her and Amy had the sitting feeling on the bed.
Right.
So, I mean,
that's cool.
It's kind of, I don't think anything is malicious in the main part of the house. And Robin says it's kind of a neutral vibe feeling, but you can definitely tell something's going on.
Yeah.
But you get in that basement though, and that's when it feels
the basement
not cool.
It is a weird location too, because there's all stuff running. There's an ice machine down there. There's the coolers for the beer cooler things. Them things, they run constantly, and it's warmer than it probably should be.
It's hot as heck down there.
Yeah.
Don't even say warmer. It is straight hot down there.
Even in the dead of winter, when it's like in the teens outside, it's still hot in that basement. Yeah. And that's where the floor down there is the original floor from when they lived there. And there's a section of it that has like the Lemp logo on it. And that is the lid of the spiral staircase that goes down into the cave. One
of the last remaining entrances to the Cherokee caves down there. And Robin also said that she enjoyed getting replied to by the spirit box, which spirit box was talking to everybody.
Yeah.
It didn't care. It was calling people out.
Yeah.
And then she also said that a group of people entered the room and the spirit box said too loud.
Yeah.
So that was another good one.
I think a lot of times when there's a lot of people, even if you're not talking, when there's a lot of people around the spirit box, they get confused by the thought, the people thinking or people's energy, and they'll say like, it's too loud, it's too loud in here, and you're like, well, it's just people thinking,
Right. So that's what everybody else got. We do encourage you guys to go back and check out that video on your own. If you do see something, absolutely put it in the comments. Tell us at what timestamp you saw it, like in the video. We'll go back and we'll look at it for sure. Definitely check it out for sure. It was a good time. Good time was had by all.
The whole unedited video is up there. So we
went live on TikTok and just took the whole TikTok video and said, here you go.
It's like 3 hours of
it is 3 hours of investigation.
investigation. So if you want to, people always say like, well, people cherry pick those spirit box videos and they'll take their response and they'll edit it. And I know a lot of people do that, where the spirit box will say like Catherine or whatever, and then they'll go, "Can you tell me your name?" And then they edit it and then
transpose it,
right, so that it looks like they're getting better. We don't go that way. Like, I'll show you the entire video. So if it had a good response, it had a good response. If it didn't, then it didn't.
Right. We don't do anything here for entertainment value.
Right.
We do it for the pure science. And we'll never be the dude run guys. Yeah. Even if we find a portal to hell, we'd probably stick around to see who walks out.
Yeah. Legit. Like, I would be interested in it.
Be like, is there anybody we know in there?
Like, yeah. The portal opened up and I'm like, oh man, where's my phone? Here we go. I'm live streaming.
But so that was kind of the gist of the Lemp Mansion. I know we had other people there and they didn't send us anything, but I have talked to some of them and they said the place was active all stinking night long, and they had stuff on the EMF, and they had EMF they had EMF communications all night long with, can you the kind of yes no stuff. Yeah. If is this, can you light up those lights,
cat balls.
Yeah. So there was a lot going on all night long in every room. What's that?
There's a truck on the table in the hallway and it kept moving.
Oh, really?
People were putting it back and then it would be moved again. So, yeah.
So everybody had a good time and we had a fantastic investigation. Once again, we'll encourage you to go back and look at that full 3 hours.
Yeah.
If you can handle it. I mean, that's what ghost hunting's about, sitting and going through the evidence. Yeah. So, that's the worst part, unfortunately.
That's right.
So definitely go back, check that out. Check out Bob on all social medias, RS Curtis.
Yep.
And the Real Veritas Project. And if you want to get in touch with Bob, it's the Real Veritas Project at gmail.com. Mm-hmm. And I'm investigator.todd.paranormal at gmail.com, and I'm Investigator Todd on all the social medias. And don't forget to check out the Patreon. We just sent out, like 2 weeks ago, we just sent out this month's postcard. So next month will be another postcard. We will soon be going live on Facebook as we go live. We are currently live on YouTube and TikTok. And we always go live on TikTok during investigations. So if you guys want to see real live investigations, not someone sitting in a basement with their camera pointed at a wall,
at the laser grid or whatever. Thanks for the super chat.
Yeah.
All that for hours on end.
So if you want to see real, legit, live paranormal investigations, not something made up for TV. I mean, I'm not going to lie. A few of our last investigations, we have to make some adjustments with the lighting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The New Athens was a little dark to watch, but we do go live for investigations. So if you guys want to check all those out, those are up there. The New Athens investigation actually caught a little traction for a minute or two on YouTube.
I don't know why.
So it's kind of neat.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for joining us again for the Lemp Mansion recap. And remember,
stay curious
and find the truth. And we'll catch you guys next time on the Veritas Project. Bye, everybody.
See ya.
Hey,
all right.
We're good. Oh, you're putting yours on a poster frame, am I? They love the postcards. Amy and Robin are Patreon members, so they get postcards every month from us. And I say us, it's Bob and I sign them, and then we have Angie write them because our handwriting is crap. Yeah. Just so you know.
We have
so our new business cards are out.
Business cards are out. Yeah. Check that out.
We're gonna show them up to the live on YouTube. And they're cool because they have the QR code on the back that you can but we're going to get them redone, honestly.
Yeah. The font on there, it needs to be bold.
Yeah, we need to make it.
You can barely read it.
A little lower, Bob. There you go. Yeah, it's hard to read. It's a little small. So we're going to have them redone.
But at least they're out there.
They're out there. We're going to hand some of those out. Make sure you hold on to a few of these, and we'll send some of the original cards to Robin and Amy and them. I know Robin wants to hand some out, so if you want to send them each 5 next
I thought
month.
that'd be fun to give the Patreon people
The
something.
Patreon people can hand them out. And I know that we do. I know Amy and Robin love to sport our stuff. So they sport our t-shirts and our logo all over the place and like to talk about us. So definitely get our name out there. We appreciate that. I've had people
ask me about my pin before that I wear on my lapel in my suit at work. So people have seen it. They're like, what is that?
Now you can be like, yeah, have a card.
I do a paranormal podcast. You want to check it out?
There's a card. Here's your sign.
My wheel is stuck on a bolt that sticks out of the floor. So that
you're stuck over there.
You wonder why I'm shuffling around is because this wheel is driving me crazy. Every time I shift, it like moves the chair over. So yeah, I had to readjust it.
So anybody have any questions? Yeah, Robin says she has convos about us. Yay. She's got the hoodie, the black hoodie that says that has the logo on the front and then it says the whole truth on the back.
Oh yeah, I love that one.
So she sports that one. So she bought one thinking that, you know how sometimes sizes run a little small. So she bought one and she's swimming in the damn thing. Yeah. Because they're all big.
All of the stuff, I'll tell you, all of the clothes that I picked for the store are all in like Gildan standard real American sizes. You know what I'm saying? So like everything is either pre-washed or it's a standard person size. So it's not like Chinese junk that you got to order 6 sizes up. It should be standard US because it's all. I tried to pick as much made in America stuff as I could.
And then don't forget to go check out the link is on the YouTube. The link to get your t-shirts, and the Halloween t-shirts are out.
Yep.
So
spooky season.
The spooky season.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Burping my monster. I'm ready for lunch. So
have convos about us.
Yeah. We need to like I said, we probably should log in with another account over here. So which we could probably do with my account, actually. Log in to TikTok with my account.
I should be able to log in with my account.
But yeah, so
if it's on the desktop, it wouldn't be the same. You know what I mean?
Gotcha. Yep. So we can watch it big.
Yeah.
So you guys got any questions or anything you guys want to add to the Lemp recap that you guys saw while you were here or anything? Oh, hold on. We got to prove that we're real.
Always.
Here we go. Look, we're real. So if anybody wants to anybody has anything they want to add to the conversation besides that you had a good time at the Lemp Mansion, everybody's ready to do it again already?
It was fun. Well, you guys got spoiled with our investigation because we had control over the entire building.
Yeah.
So that was not a good introduction as far as I'm concerned, because you should have went on a regular week,
right,
where you were dealing with a bunch
people
of
and
annoying children and drunks and idiots who are like, I don't believe any of this stuff. You guys are all so stupid.
Robin says the raviolis were fire.
Yeah.
So Robin, we're gonna make sure you get a bag of frozen raviolis to take home with you next time when you come up for your birthday, so you can go home and air fry them.
There you go.
No, Amy's like, so good. Oh, I tried Uncle Leo's.
Did you?
Yeah, that's good stuff.
It is
that's
fantastic.
Good stuff. Amy tried Uncle Leo's because Amy was in town this past weekend, and she's like, oh, I'm looking for somewhere to get pizza. And I'm like, well, Bob told me about Uncle Leo's.
It was
so
awesome.
She went and got Uncle Leo's cheese pizza. So she went and I had Uncle Leo's. It's good. It is really good. Really good toppings. I had beef and mushroom and onions, what I had on mine. Ooh. It was good.
We just got the regular old pepperoni, and it was amazing. I like the pizzas where the pepperoni is like a bowl.
Oh, yeah.
Like the regular
grease.
Oh, my God. That's the best. If you get a pepperoni pizza and the pepperoni's flat, that means it's junk.
Yeah.
It has to curl up like a bowl and have like
pepperoni
thick red grease in it. So that's how you know you got the good pizza right there.
That is flavor.
Yeah.
So, well, you guys, anybody have anything else? Bob, is there anything you can think of?
Now, if anybody has any pictures from the event that they want us to use, email them, to the Veritas.
Yeah, you got
Project.
Robin's.
So I'll include it all in the video.
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, like trying to add video from the video is a nightmare.
Yeah, it's not easy to edit. I don't know.
Because you have to download the video and then splice out the piece you need and then re-download the whole video.
Right. And then save that job as a new file and then do it again. So like I was saying, there's a video that we did in the beginning where I had to go in and cut a lot of stuff out and add stuff into, and it had like 160 it had like 160 cuts in it. So yeah, it's not like Vegas, like Sony Vegas, where you can just select a clip and then put that onto your clipboard and then re-edit and then add it back in.
Maybe we need to find some editing software.
It doesn't do any of that. So
Robin's novel. Hey, it was good information, Robin. You had some really good stuff.
That's what we need. Yeah, give us more.
That was really good stuff. I was just trying to read it, and then I was trying to give the abridged version. And it wasn't just yours, it was everybody's. I was trying to give the abridged version.
Yeah.
So but all right, guys. I think I'm going to go eat some lunch. I have to go to work here in a bit. Robin says she's giving me crap. Okay, so I haven't been able to get Amazon routes for like a month, right? I've been trying. So I got an Amazon route for yesterday, which turned out to be a great route. I literally had the whole thing delivered in like an hour and 15 minutes.
Nice.
So, and it was like down by Tower Grove, right? Okay. Area. So, so the other day I put in for routes for today. Mm. Normally, when you put in a couple of routes, you get a route. I got 2 routes. Nice. So as soon as I get done with the run, I got to run back here and be ready to run another one. And it kind of sucks because they're an hour apart, and I usually finish an hour early. Mm. So that means I might have probably 2 hours between
sitting in Sojay
in my car, just chilling, recharging my phone. So you're at Sam's now getting gas, getting ready to work too. She's been doing Uber Eats and whatnot too. She's coming back. Were you able to get off?
I haven't put in yet.
We're coming up. We got a month. We only got 4 weeks left. Robin wants us all to go to Renaissance Fair for her birthday.
Yeah,
it'll be a good time.
We'll dress like Vikings.
Yeah, Bob and I will be Vikings.
We'll sack the mead fest.
Sack the mead fest. But yep, we're gonna have a good time. So it's gonna be me and you and Robin and Amy and then Angie. Of course, I said me and you. I meant to say you and Angie. And me and Robin, Amy. So it'll be 5 of us. So it should be a good time.
Angie has a bunch of Ren Fair stuff.
So she's ready to go too, I know.
She'll be ready, yeah.
And that's starting up. So, and we got Viking Festival coming up on the 5th. If you're down with that. I don't know if you're off or not, what you got going on the 5th.
It seems to be where everything is on my weekend on. I don't know why. It
just works that
whoever
way.
Does all the scheduling in St. Louis has the exact opposite schedule that I do. Because everything is on my weekend on. It's never on my off weekend.
All right. Okay, guys, I guess we'll get out of here so I can go to lunch before I got to go to work.
Yeah.
And Bob's got to go paint.
Yeah, I'm painting today. So.
Yeah. So thank you guys for joining us on TikTok and on YouTube. I'll look up here for YouTube. The YouTube is streaming on this. We have it on this monitor over here, but the camera's up there. So whenever you guys watched me, if I looked over to the side like that, and then I was checking out the YouTube real quick to see if there's any comments or anything.
Eventually, it'll all be one. It'll be one thing, because it will have the Razor camera, and then we'll record it, and then it'll all stream from one.
Right.
From one.
Yeah, device. we'll have a main camera, and are you talking? You want to record off the Razor too?
We could record off the Razor, but I like the image on the Sony.
Yeah, the image on the Sony is really nice. So. It's very sharp.
Yeah.
It records in 4K.
It 4K. It focuses really fast.
Yes.
So you can't even tell that it's doing it. which is nice.
That's why I said we look so real. You can reach out and touch us. Just don't.
Yeah.
You guys don't understand. Like, literally, shit will pop into my head, and to say beforehand, and I'll stew on that for like 3 or 4 hours in the morning. Like, shit will pop in my head. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Don't forget to check out Bob tomorrow morning, roughly about 9 a.m.
Yeah, doing the edit.
He'll do the edit live here on TikTok. So if anybody's watching there, 9 a.m. on Mondays, Central Time.
Look at that hair. You see it? Right here.
Oh yeah, a little fluffy, floaty. That's probably from my cat, honestly.
It's like a hair just sitting there.
It literally was. It was such a thin, wispy hair. It was just floating through the sky,
right?
Just almost hanging.
Just sitting there. Like, wow. There's no air moving down here at all.
Probably from my cat. I wouldn't doubt it at all. So, yeah, don't forget to check out Bob tomorrow live while he edits. Him and I sit and bullshit.
Yep.
You know, for your entertainment. And Bob usually listens to music. So
yeah, we'll put music on in the background because I don't ever upload the streams, so I get away with it.
Yeah, so you have to. You just got to use that phone to do the music, because if you do the music there, then it cuts out your voice.
Right.
So because it's trying to filter. So.
Well, I put that 10,000 milliamp charger up there.
Oh yeah, the fan was cutting your voice out.
Cuts the audio out because it's so loud, because the fan is literally right next to stupid Apple's microphone.
So whoever designed it wasn't too bright.
No.
So is what it is. Yep. So, and then the podcast usually comes out about 1 o'clock.
Yep.
1 p.m. Central. And you got to check out Bob's preview. Make sure you're there at 1 o'clock, because Bob raves about his little
the Gundam
Premier Gundam.
Yeah, the Gundam loading thing. I that's one of my favorite things. I could sit and watch that all day, because I just love that. I'm a big Gundam nerd, if anybody knows, and to see like the Gundam actually assembling itself in its little satellite.
Yeah.
So like the panels are open and you can see all the little servos, and they wind up and then the panel snaps on it. Like I just nerd out about that every time. It's so awesome.
So, and occasionally you'll catch a few of us in the chat previously.
Yeah.
I
always have the chat open on when I premiere it. So if anybody wants to jump in and chat about it in real time, because it locks out the video for that however long it takes to preview it. So if it's like an hour video, then there's an hour that it's not available on YouTube. So you can't start it over.
Right.
So even if you think, well, I'm going to miss the whole beginning, I would just go ahead and jump in anyway.
Yeah.
You know, and chat about it.
And we has a good time. So
yeah.
Thank you guys. We appreciate the likes, the comments, the shares, the taps, the coins, everything. Thank you guys for joining us again, and we appreciate your patience. I was running a little behind this morning. I left the house and went, damn it, I forgot my phone. So I had to double back. So we got started about 1:15, and we were talking about life things. So
yeah,
Bob and I don't get to chat so much during the week. So, but thank you guys for joining us, and I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream on YouTube. Bye, YouTube people. Oh, up there. Bye, YouTube people.
See ya.
And then end.